Well, India has hit out at Pakistan at the United Nations General Assembly after it raked up its false Kashmir narrative at the platform yet again. Indian diplomat Petal Gehlot once again reiterated that Jammu and Kashmir is a part of India.
Become a habitual offender when it comes to misusing this august forum to peddle baseless and malicious propaganda against India. Member states of the United Nations and other multilateral organizations are well aware that Pakistan does so to deflect the international community's attention away from its own abysmal record on human rights. We reiterate that the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are an integral part of India.
Gehlot said, and I quote, "Pakistan is at no position to comment on India's internal matters and the country needs to keep a check on its own human rights record."
As a country with one of the world's worst human rights records, particularly when it comes to minority and women's rights, Pakistan would do well to put its own house in order before venturing to point a finger at the world's largest democracy. In order for there to be peace in South Asia, the actions that Pakistan needs to take are threefold. First, stop cross-border terrorism and shut down its infrastructure of terrorism immediately. Second, vacate Indian territories under its illegal and forcible occupation. And third, stop the grave and persistent human rights violations against the minorities in Pakistan.
India's reply comes as Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister Anwar-ul-Haq Khakar brought up its manufactured Kashmir narrative at the United Nations General Assembly on Friday. He said that Kashmir is a key to peace between New Delhi and Islamabad and that United Nations Security Council must secure the implementation of its resolutions on Kashmir.
The UN Security Council must secure the implementation of its resolution on Kashmir. The UN Military Observer Group for India and Pakistan should be reinforced. Global powers should convince New Delhi to accept Pakistan's offer of mutual restraint on strategic and conventional weapons.
Interestingly, this could be, in all probability, Khakar's first and last address at the United Nations, not considering the multiple political, economic and social crises that plague Pakistan. The caretaker Prime Minister made sure to raise the Kashmir bogey in his holo address, a testament to his ignorance when it comes to the many issues his country continues to reel under. And unsurprisingly, this is not the first time Pakistan is using the platform to rake up the issue. Irrespective of the agenda or the theme of the meetings, Pakistan's song and dance at the United Nations has remained the same. For instance, in December 2022, Pakistan's then Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari raised the same issue at the United Nations discussion. India's External Affairs Minister gave a reply to Bhutto's unsubstantiated remarks on Kashmir at the United Nations. He asserted that the country that hosted slain Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden and attacked a neighboring parliament does not have the credentials to summonize in the powerful UN body.
Excellencies, before I call on the next speaker, allow me to say a few words in my national capacity. We are obviously focused today on the urgency of reforming multilateralism. We will naturally have our particular views, but there is an ongoing convergence, at least, that this cannot be delayed any further. The credibility of the UN depends on its effective response to the key challenges of our times, be it pandemics, climate change, conflicts, or terrorism. While we search for the best solutions, what our discourse must never accept is the normalization of such threats. The question of justifying what the world regards as unacceptable should not even arise. That certainly applies to state sponsorship of cross-border terrorism. Nor can hosting Osama bin Laden and attacking a neighboring parliament serve as credentials to sermonize before this council. That said, I thank all council members for their contributions. I now resume my duty as the President of the Council. I now give the floor to His Excellency, Mr. Fariz Razaev.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.